Welcome back to the second part of our Year 1, Year in Review. The heavyweights are next, 4 through number 1. These are the big guns, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and our favorite movies that we saw in our first year of podcasting for Stinker Madness. Welcome to Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. This is Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie's here again. How are you, Jackie?
I'm doing fantastico.
Great. Sammy, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Seem to have to be suffering a bit from the allergies.
Yes, I am. I am suffering from the allergies, and I'm also suffering because I'm a guy that's never had any goddamn allergies before.
Yeah, no, I did
I've
notice
developed
that.
allergies in the last 3 months of my life, and it's killing me. I don't know how you people have done this. How has anybody been allergic to anything?
Being allergic to shit sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah. And the people that, you know who's a bunch of dicks? People that aren't allergic to shit.
Me?
Because they
From
lord
3
it over
months
to
ago?
you. Oh, you're such a, your allergies can't be that bad. They can't, just take some Claritin. Yeah, well, what if it doesn't work?
It doesn't seem to work.
And you're dripping just pain out of every orifice that's, and it's that annoying pain. Like paper cut level of pain where it's just like, you know what? Fuck you, pain.
Your eyes itch and throb, and you can do nothing about it.
You can do absolutely nothing about it.
I don't have allergies.
Oh, shit.
Fuck you, you son of a bitch. How dare you? Yeah. Well, here we are. We're back. We've got number 4 through 1 from our year in review. If you have not listened to the first episode of this, picks 10 through 5, go back and check that out. There's some good stuff. We all have discussed some fine movies, and now we're ready for the biggest and the best.
Biggest and the best.
Yeah.
My number 4 film, Peter Jackson's Bad Taste.
Did not watch it this year. I don't know that it would have made it that... I don't know that would have made it on here.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I don't think that's a number 4.
I love Bad Taste. It is one of my favorite stinkers of all time.
Super entertaining, though. Like when the turf gets pulled underneath the house.
Yep. It is in my Hall of Fame. I believe it's number 5 in my Hall of Fame bad movies. The way that it was made with absolutely zero money over every few weekends, film on the weekends, we're going to write as we shoot.
There's not a lot to write.
The concept of an evil fast food chain coming to Earth and picking people off for ingredients for their yummy Crumbs Country Delights chain of intergalactic restaurants is brilliant. The fact that at the climactic scene, one of the actors actually gets to shoot a rocket launcher and blow up a house. It is amazing. I loved it.
We figure out. So how are we going to do this? Well, the one thing we could do is actually shoot a rocket launcher at the house and blow it up.
Yeah, is this your grandma's house?
I get to do it. I get to do it. Then pull out, shit, they pull out a rocket launcher and blow up a house. On no money. The effects are so cheesy and so bad. And it's just Peter Jackson. It's his very first film. And it's, who this guy is. Like, before even all the Lord of the Rings business, you just know that this guy loves films.
Yes.
And this is what he wants to do, is make films that people enjoy. And Bad Taste is exactly that. It is accurately titled.
I'll tell you what was in Bad Taste, which was not awesome about this movie, is when they were drinking that green gump, the green goop or whatever, and they were passing that around.
It's
like
Peter Jackson's vomit.
Oh God, it was just so gross.
It is so gross, but it's intended to be gross out and well delivered, because the bowl of puke that all of the Crumbs employees drink looks just like that Jell-O mold that's brought to like your family's reunion that nobody wants to eat because it just looks yucky. There's chunks of marshmallows and it's green and lime green and bleh.
There's like grapes in there.
Yes.
And their grapes are sliced. So someone took the time to slice grapes so that they could use these sliced grapes to make Jell-O gross, which is Jell-O. How do you make Jell-O go? You've done the impossible. You've made Jell-O that I don't want to eat. Like, the one thing you can't fuck up is Jell-O. Nope, you can.
Well, if you watch Bad Taste, you will definitely never want to eat that stuff again. Because they, sure enough, all the Crumbs employees drink the puke, but then when it comes to the one good guy who's impersonating Crumbs employees, like, I don't want to drink the puke, I don't know, they're gonna catch me, they're gonna know that I'm not one of their guys. And then he tastes the puke and he's like, you know, I'll take some more of that puke.
Yeah.
So
That's tasty puke.
funny. And then they break into Crumb's house and, the one guy, they get in this long drawn out fist fight with one of Crumb's employees, and the freedom fighters, the defenders of Earth, one of the guys kicks the head off of the guy, the guy that he's fighting, and the head goes flying out the window, and he looks at the camera and goes, "Yep, I still got it."
Oh
my God,
you
I
know,
love this movie.
I always say comedy is the hardest thing to do. And that's one of the things that I hand to this, is that this shit is genuinely funny.
It is genuinely funny.
It is genuinely funny, and you can tell that even at an early age with no budget, one of the things that you get that I learned about Peter Jackson from this is that Peter Jackson's a funny guy. He puts himself in the movie in 2 roles. And he has great physical comedy ability. Like when he's on the hillside, and
Absolutely.
his head gets open or whatever, that shit is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
And he does it perfectly. It's like, wow, this guy is a really funny guy.
And his other character, he plays, I think the bad Crumbs employee's name is Mark. And then Derek is the boy wizard from the Earth Defenders group. And Derek is the not actionist hero, most action hero of all time. He's got snot dripping out of his nose. He drools all the time. He's a bit of a mouth breather. He's kind of a whiny nerd. Like, he's the science guy. He's got gadgets and stuff.
Yeah.
But then halfway through the movie, Derek has had a fucking enough of these goddamn aliens.
It's almost,
and it's time for them to die.
it's like a turning point, a la Miami Connection, where, Dragon Force, there's some music, and then, and they're killing fucking people.
Yeah. I love Bad Taste. I will watch Bad Taste at any point in time. Thank you, Peter Jackson, for being who you are. Sam, you're number 4.
My number 4 is Ninja 3: The Domination.
Oh, another one I did not watch.
You didn't watch it, and we've already talked a great deal about Ninja 3: The Domination in the last episode.
Maybe somebody didn't listen to that episode,
No,
so why don't you re-educate us?
Well, we should re-mention that there is a laser light show in the movie.
A Ninja Possession laser light show.
Possession laser light show. A very hairy man that gets sexed up a couple times. A lady that has to do it and doesn't like it.
Nope.
Doesn't like it one bit, but has to do it anyway. And Sho Kosugi.
Sho Kosugi.
And there's no little Kosugi. King Kosugi's not in this one.
No, he's not.
That's the other thing that's different about this one than the other two. The other two have Kane Kosugi sort of showcased as little man ninja. There isn't that. They replaced the little man ninja with copious amounts of bullshit.
Oh.
Just tons, buckets and buckets of bullshit.
I put Ninja 3: The Domination as my 6th film, and one thing that I didn't mention before that I absolutely loved about this film was the fact that there is the ninja demon possession, but at one point in the film, the ninja doesn't come and possess her. A sword that floats through the air by
I forgot about the floating sword that you can see the string in one shot.
You can see the string in one shot, and it's twirling around because of gravity.
Yeah.
And it's not a floating sword.
No.
It is clearly a sword held up by string. It is intended to be floating through the air. It looks terrible. And every single one of us that were watching this movie, when that floating sword came across the screen, we all lost our shit.
Yeah.
I ended up on the ground laughing so hard.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. The other thing is that, like, they knew they didn't have time or money to do a post-production animated glow on it, so they did it practically by just throwing purple light at the goddamn thing.
Yes.
And then putting the camera where it was reflecting directly at it, and it was like, what the shit is this?
It is one of the worst looking films ever. That's one of the best looking films ever.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And Ninja 3 is so great.
What was failed to mention last time on this, a lot of stuff happens in this movie for how much time, there's a lot of events. They go through a lot of material because it starts out with the bad ninja getting killed and then she has to get possessed. They gotta figure things out. All this shit has to happen where you could make the movie 5 hours long if you wanted to. It's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And usually when you start bouncing around like that in a 90-minute movie, the pace of the film will suffer, and you'll get stuck on uninteresting things. They do not.
No.
This thing moves like a freight train, and it covers a lot of ground.
It's like when you come to the filler moment, where in a normal film, this is going to be the slow dialogue part. They're like, oh, well, what are we going to do here? I know. Let's have another sex scene where she has to stick her face in a blanket of a yak. She's inside of a yak. And guess what? He smells worse on the inside.
Yeah, I almost feel like Furstenberg was just having fun with those scenes. Like, I know that I know that I gotta move. And, he's one of the top choices. Him and Zito knew how to make a film fast for Canon. They didn't go over budget, things like that. But it was probably one of those, like, I'm going to make her do this a couple times. I am going to make this woman just chew on this guy's carpet back.
There's no way that you could shoot that and not be like, oh, yeah, this is going to be an emotional point in this film. You have to know. You have to know how funny it looks.
You almost like you cut, you break. You're like, all right, everybody, take 5, smoke them if you got them, and you calmly walk into your trailer, you close the door, and you laugh your ass off for the whole 5 minutes, and then you come back and act like nothing happened.
And then after watching the dailies, you can't sleep because you're still laughing so hard.
It's so funny. Yeah. It's just so funny.
It just sounds like the price of fame to me.
The price of fame is...
You're going to make it as a big actress, you're going to have to stick your face in some yak hair.
I'm out.
Not for you, huh?
If that's the price of fame, put me in the bargain bin.
Even like she's doing it and she's not liking it, and Furstenberg's like, Meryl Streep would be chewing on that hair.
You gotta start somewhere, lady.
You gotta start somewhere. And right here, start by eating this man's rug back.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Rug. Like it's 70s shag carpet on a human body.
Here's the scary thing is in movies like that, usually the actors, they'll get injured a little bit, scraped up knees or, maybe a cut here and there. Could you imagine the awful time that somebody would have had to have done to bandage that guy up and then hold the Band-Aid off?
You'd have to just
That's where the Wilhelm scream came from.
Yeah, like if that guy gets cut and he goes to the hospital, they just have to shave him. Just shave everything off.
Bring in the lawnmower.
Yeah. What do you do? Does anyone have a Flowbee? We need to get this knocked down to about 3 inches before we even try to shave it. Bring me a Flowbee.
Where does this man start?
It's like the wet cat thing. They shave him. It's like, dude, what do you weigh? 130?
I can't tell where he's injured. Yeah. There's blood everywhere. Where's it coming from? Jackie, what's your number 4 film?
Well, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want to really, 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 really sing.
You're kidding.
My number 4 is Spice World.
Oh my
If you want my
God.
future.
That's ridiculous.
It was a ridiculous film, and I loved it. It was self-aware, the tour bus thing, it was bigger on the inside, and just how ridiculous it was, and they had that friend that was having a baby, and...
Right.
Well, I still don't understand why that friend would... They kind of tried to explain it with the restaurant scene, they were friends before, and I'm still like, but why?
Because they kicked her ass out of the Spice Girls, because she wanted to have a baby.
Because she wanted... And then she doesn't have, There's not a gentleman in the picture.
No, there is not.
So she just went I'm gonna go get some stuff in my vagina. Some genetic material.
Girl power, Sam.
Exactly. It's the baby Jesus.
I don't think it is. I just don't think it is. I do not think that is is it immaculate conception?
Mother Mary was the initial Spice Girl.
No. I think that there was a local bloke got too drunk and didn't realize
a hooligan.
He he like woke up the next day and his mouth was fuzzy, and unbeknownst to him, he had donated his genetic material to a little project that somebody else was working on.
Eliminated the sixth Spice Girl. So, Spice World.
Spice World. I also like that. The vision of Baby Spice taking a huge dump in the woods.
Oh, that is fun. That was
fun.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy this film very much.
You didn't?
I did not like Spice World.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was a huge disappointment because it did have moments when it was pure genius and then other times where it just blew ass. Like, I'm talking Xanadu levels of blow ass.
It was never, I don't think at any point reached anywhere near Xanadu level.
No, because
No, I don't
Xanadu
think it
is
did.
constantly shit. But just like that whole training sequence when they're out in the guy's house, and it was supposed to be John Cleese, but John Cleese was like, fuck you, I'm not going to be in this piece of shit.
Yeah.
That just took so goddamn long, and it was not funny, and it sucked, and there was too many moments like that. The whole studio, like, oh, now we're going to get serious, and these girls are going to lay it down crap. It was just like, ugh.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I thought it was just magical and fun. And the outfits were zany.
Oh, the costumes.
Oh,
Back to the
were
costumes.
zany. The men with the butt pants.
In terms of fun, I don't know that what I can give you on this. Visual fun. In terms of art direction and costume design, there is not a film that has as much fun stuff to look at that we watched all year. Like, it's fun.
I will argue Flash Gordon with you. Flash Gordon is so the set designs and again the costume designs
but
they're at 11.
Well, here's the thing. I'm saying actually fun. The word fun.
Yeah.
Definition of fun. Like,
Well,
are you
the
having a good
Spice
time?
Girls.
No, but what this is supposed to say is fun. Like, they may as well all be holding signs that say fun, and instead of having props, it's just more signs that say fun. Like, that's what I'm getting at, is that it is like a patchwork quilt of objects that are fun.
Whee!
Yeah, and I had a good time.
Yeah.
It's like the ball pit at McDonald's.
Yes, that is
movie.
the ball pit at McDonald's, the movie.
Well, I just can't.
I didn't like that much.
I didn't like it. Yeah,
I loved it.
But I like to play devil's advocate, and it was fun.
It's a better film than I was expecting. I was expecting Catwoman. I got a 4 out of that film. For maybe a 5 on the fun scale.
Yeah.
Like I say, I just was, as soon as I saw bits of it, I was like, oh, there's so much, they're doing a better job than I was expecting. And then they just go back and fail. Giant chunks of the movie was just failures.
Yeah.
Where they just lost the momentum that they had built up before in the funness.
I also enjoyed not being able to understand one fucking thing that Melanie Chisholm says in the entire movie.
Nothing.
What a thick, terrible accent. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, there you go. My number 3 film is Halloween 3.
Halloween
Season
3.
of the Witch. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Shamrock, Shamrock. I loved it. Tom Atkins invades ladies' panties.
Yes, he does.
That's the movie, folks. It's so ridiculous and like understated because most people hate this film.
Just hate it.
It is like one of the most hated films ever because it's not Michael Myers.
Which is something I don't like.
I do not like Michael Myers. I'm sorry. But I love Season of the Witch.
It's great. I was super confused by it the first time I watched it.
You've got a clear picture of it now?
Well, the second time through, I was like, yep, this movie doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, and you're not expecting Michael Myers at that point either, because you're like, he's not in this. I already know.
The first time I watched it, I was really expecting a horror movie.
Instead of a game of grab ass?
And I like, it's over, and I was like, wasn't that, because it's like on the USA block that they show a horror movie. It's a Halloween movie. It was like on Halloween. I'm watching this. It gets over, and it was like, the movie told me it was a horror movie, and the channel that it was on told me it was a horror movie, but I'm telling both of those things right now that I don't think that was a horror movie.
If you can tell me the scary element of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, I'll give you a trophy because I don't know what is frightening about that film.
Nothing
Even
is
if I
frightening.
was a scared child, I'm a child and I'm scared of everything. Everything in this earth is frightening to me. I would be like, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, that's like Star Wars to me. Wee-hoo, I'm having a good time.
Well, and only the rich bastard kids are going to get screwed by this whole plan because they're the only ones that can afford these special masks.
No, every kid had the mask.
With the medallion. That would
The medallion. No, I thought that there was the
masks all had the medallions, and the medallions are what got you.
Yeah, exactly. They turn you into some bugs.
So really, it's a win-win if you hate your kid. You're
Because of Stonehenge. Let's not forget because of Stonehenge.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was going to talk about the mystical element in this film that is definitely not a horror movie. I was 16 when I saw it the first time too, so it was like I could have been scared by it, maybe, if it was scary. I was going, let's say that I was impressionable enough as a younger person that a scary movie may have been able to still get me at that point, whereas that was just a real confusion. It was a point of my life where I was like, what is happening there?
It's a head scratcher.
It was really just boggling to me. Like I thought about it for like 2 weeks going, what the hell was that about?
I am still thinking about it because if you guys remember the evil corporation that distributes the masks, Silver Shamrock,
yes,
their number one product prior to the evil bug churning children masks was sticky toilet paper. I am very still confused at how sticky toilet paper works and what is the intended comedy of sticky toilet paper, the practical joke. Gag novelty products. Sticky toilet paper. When you go to the party,
oh boy,
and you have been gagged by the sticky toilet paper, it's not funny.
No,
for
it's
anybody.
The joke is poop on yourself.
And then poop everywhere.
in the house.
And poop in the house.
Well,
The practical joker has pranked himself because now there's shit everywhere. There's
You don't do that joke at
sticky
your
toilet
own
paper.
house. That's,
Yeah,
How
you
do you
do that
sneak
at
sticky
somebody's
toilet
house.
paper into somebody else's house?
So it has to be a costume party. And you're basically doing like you're smuggling in like you're the pregnant nun, and your costume is actually it's double timing. Its second function is smuggling in the I'm gonna cover your house in poop joke. That isn't funny because it's human shit and it's everywhere.
I don't even know if you can get the sticky toilet paper to the house. Well, you can get the sticky toilet paper to the house, but here's the problem. You go into the bathroom to spring your trap.
Yeah.
And you are stuck to sticky toilet paper. You are the pregnant nun and you can't get the sticky toilet paper off of yourself because it's sticky toilet paper.
I wonder if you had a hairy butthole and then you use sticky toilet paper. I mean, that's where the Wilhelm scream comes from. Yeah! Happy Halloween!
So it's like one of those things that happens every year, and it never works right, and it just pisses people off because the person is going to wipe, and it sticks to their finger, and at that point, well, I can't use this. And so everybody's having fun, and then the one guy just like walks out and doesn't say anything. And the next person that goes into the bathroom is like, God damn it, what's wrong with sticky toilet paper? Frank just had to wipe with a hand towel again. And there's a shitty hand towel in the sink. The party's over, everybody go home.
Best case scenario, like the very best that you could hope for is that the toilet gets clogged up with sticky, like that's the best case. Oh no, I've broken the toilet. Yay, funny joke. No, it's not funny. Sticky toilet paper is the worst idea ever. But Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is one of the best films ever.
But you have to admit, though, when the little kid gets it right, when they lock in the number one mask-selling family into the
Oh god,
Oh,
that
testing
was
room.
mean.
Yeah.
and the kid gets turned into bugs or whatever, and you're like,
Every time you say it,
Churning children into bugs.
it's like,
Tonight at 11.
yeah. But you gotta admit though that at that point you were like, that little fucker had it coming. That little fucker was such an asshole throughout the whole thing. I want this, Daddy. And you're like, yeah, that's right, kid. Eat bugs. So you little bastard.
Tonight at 11. Child turned into bugs. Neighbor says, you know what, the fucker deserved it.
yeah. So the post-apocalyptic world, if this plan worked out, because it wouldn't happen to everybody, you sort of you take the population down to about 10% of its original. The technology hadn't been affected, and so that at 11 o'clock news is going to be on, and like, he's like, that crazy wizard done fucked us up real nice. Because that's what happened. Is that crazy wizard done fucked us up real nice. They, yeah, like, that's the report, like, well, I don't know what his end game was, but half of us turned into bugs.
Indeed. Sam, what's your number 3 movie?
Beastmaster.
The Beastmaster.
Yes, the Beastmaster
The
previously
second
mentioned.
appearance. The second appearance in this podcast.
What was your
again?
favorite part about the Beastmaster?
My favorite part about the Beastmaster is its X factor to me is how did these people not die from living in the most dangerous town ever? They live on a bunch of houses.
You're talking about Dar's
Town.
hometown.
Yeah, they're all on stilts, but they're like also angle cut to where they're like pikes. Yeah. How does anyone not die in
Honey, I'm gonna go get the milk. Oh!
Why are they not all just impaled on their village?
That's where the urban legend of, oh, I'm just gonna step out for a pack of smokes come from, and then Daddy never comes home, is because when he did step out for a pack of smokes, he got stabbed to death on his own house.
On his house. And when you're the still sort of unexplainable roving gang of sword guys that are supposedly friends with the
I think they're
Riptorn.
freelancers.
They're freelancing.
Yeah.
They're buddies. It says in the movie at some point that they're like friends. It's like, oh, that's cool. So he's still freelancing. But if you're these, roving freelancers, you see this town and you're like, yeah, let's fuck that up. No, you'd be like, that's going to work itself out. Moving on.
Let's go to the next village.
Let's go to the next village.
We don't want this one.
I'm surprised they lasted that long. As long as they did. Why are they not all dead? Because of their, it's like,
Well, that kind of explains why the village is so small. There's
Yeah.
only like 10 huts there,
The
because
population is dwindling.
it's like, why don't they sleep on beds made of knives? Why not? And it's not just like knives. It'd be like the dumb way to make a bed out of, cause like, the bed of nails obviously works because of the surface area. So you made a bed out of 3 knives. And then you tried to sleep on it. Nope, it killed you. Didn't work out nice at all.
maybe we should sharpen them more. I think that's where we went wrong.
That's where we went wrong. The knives weren't sharp enough or long enough. Let's try it again.
I think my favorite part of the Beastmaster is the training sequence. Dar has found the sword that I guess he already had. And has never seen a sword ever before in his life. And like, wow, this log is sharp and pointy and shiny.
Metal stick, good. Because he's waving the stick around for a good long time. You're like, yeah, he's really getting after it with that stick.
His self-imposed training sequence.
Yeah, he's learning a lot about fighting, waving that stick around. He would like the reality would be like he'd just go out and some guy would just stab him and Beastmaster's over. And like, oh, you can talk to animals. I didn't know that before I stabbed you. What's going on? What's going on with that bear over there? He doesn't like you very much because you stabbed me. And he dies. Beastmaster.
And that painted tiger finally gets to go home and take a bath and not die. Yeah. Jackie?
Dun 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 dun.
Number 3.
Dun 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 dun. Flash.
I figured Flash would be on your list.
Yes, most of my top 4 I can bring in with a song, so I'm going to do it.
That's why they're in the top 4, I'm guessing.
Yes, because they all had good jingles. But Flash Gordon was my number 3 because of the sweet costumes and the Birdman.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for giving an old bird a try, or another chance, or whatever the hell he says.
And that weird thing that they had to stick their hands into.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the wood beast.
Yeah.
The Wood Beast, yes.
Very, very cleverly named Beast from the Woods. Who lives in woods. Wood Beast.
It's actually not, because I think it's like a stump worm would be a better name for it. Because that's what it is. It's like in a stump and it's a worm. They're like, Wood Beast. And they're like, oh, let's call a spade here. That's definitely more of a stump worm. Sure, it's a deadly one. It's a deadly stump worm, but it's a stump worm nonetheless.
Yeah. It's not chasing anybody down. It's kind of lazy.
Not a name really. Beast sort of gives me visions of hair.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any of that.
But it's just waiting around for somebody to stick its hand in there. And you know, the unfortunate thing is if you're the dumb fuck where where that worm is sleeping at that day and you have to stick your hand in that hole, there's no chance in it, right? Like,
no.
You're just the unlucky bastard that got that spot because you got there late.
Yeah.
And Frank already saw that the worm was closest to that hole. So he's like, I'm going to go clear over here. And they're like, well, we don't like Ted. So we'll just leave that spot open for Ted.
Indeed.
I don't know. I like the bird people. I like the music.
The
Of
music's
course,
great.
Everybody loves the music.
And I know that I love Flash Gordon's t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
And Justin actually bought me one of those for Christmas, and I wear it.
It's a sharp looking t-shirt.
Oh yeah, because I mean, it's just like, yeah, Flash Gordon. And the guy's such an egomaniac. He's just a dumb fuck that's like, well, guess I'm gonna save the world because I'm a sweet football player.
I guess.
Yeah.
I still,
Battle by football.
He was Playboy first. That was, yeah.
Right.
That's where I looked that up. That's my information.
Yeah,
I have
right.
to ask you.
Ooh.
It still amazes me, like, Dino's mother-in-law. Dino, put that wiener on the TV. Okay. That's like, what?
Yeah, no kidding. So one day Dino's mom's flicking her bean
It's
on
not
the
even,
toilet.
it's his mother-in-law.
Uh-huh. Like, hey, I found this guy. Look at this Adonis.
Yeah.
You're reading Playgirl? Yeah. I don't want to know about my mother-in-law's masturbatory habits.
I think it's Dino. He's just like,
I guess.
she likes the
Hey,
big wieners.
I put that in the film.
Yeah. Well, you like the wiener? I put the wiener on the TV. I'm making the movies.
Yeah, Flash Gordon's a good time. Memory serves, Sam had not seen it before.
I had not seen Flash Gordon before.
And
no.
it is a very big cult classic.
Yes, it is. And it's quite the production.
Huge following. Huge colossal flop. Did not succeed.
No, it didn't work good.
No. But, yeah, it's a good time. I enjoyed Flash Gordon as well. It's maybe the fourth time I'd seen it or so.
The Misty Cloud BS is kind of fun.
And the Sleepy Time rocket ship.
It's a conglomeration of special effects that work in certain situations that certainly do not work when you put them all together like
Right.
they tried to.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's another fun part about it is like, whoa, it's almost like stirred turds at that point.
Indeed.
Too much in the guacamole.
Speaking of two, my number 2 film is another previously discussed film, The Wicker Man.
Oh, that's my
Ooh.
number 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my number 2.
2.
I will never, ever, ever get rid of my copy of The Wicker Man.
No.
Ever. There is, you can pry it from my cold, dead hands, you sons of bitches. If The Wicker Man becomes illegal, you're gonna have to take me dead. Or something. Take me alive? Yeah, the plot of the film is so incredibly dumb. And just like, I would love The Wicker Man if I just read the screenplay. Because it's just hilarious from concept to reality. It is so dumb.
And their starting point was one of the widely regarded greatest horror movies ever made.
Uh-huh.
And they make an homage to it, but it's like, hey guys, we're totally gonna give you an homage. Hope you like shit.
And it didn't have shit from Shinola to do about the movie at all.
What do you mean?
The car crash scene. It was like,
Oh.
what?
Yeah. The fact that there's just, that's their plan. The whole plan of Summer's Isle is to just hope that they can rope cops into coming to their island to sacrifice them to the Wicker Man, their pagan god. And so we're going to set up this booby trap where he sees these people get exploded in a car because we hope that a truck is just going to barrel out of control down the highway and run them over and they're not going to die. I mean, it's just unbelievably dumb.
I still don't know what their end game is.
Bees?
Bees, they get more honey if they do some bullshit?
Yeah, they had the bad bee crop.
That doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't exist.
Because you don't, it's constantly in harvest.
Yes, you don't have, oh, it's March, time to harvest the bees.
I guess if you're in a place that has winter, the bees are going to hibernate.
Ah, but it's called Summer's Isle.
It is. They're not playing by their own rules.
And the fact that Nick Cage's character is a California highway patrolman and he goes to investigate a disappearing child that he may or may not have anything to do with, and just the whole plan. Like, Nick Cage's character is
I'm gonna
a
go
dumb
break the
guy.
law.
He's a dumb guy. He is not a good cop. However, I think that he is the least dumbest character in this movie. I think every single one of those pagan witches must be mentally handicapped because their plan sucks.
Oh, it's terrible.
But it works.
But is he really that smart?
Well, no,
To
he's not smart at all.
To not have seen this like 3 or 4 story tall Wicker Man on this small island that they were loading up with like goats and shit, like where's that? Why is that goat in that Wicker Man thing? Like, he doesn't even see it. The island cannot be that small. I mean, this thing is like above the trees.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, and it's like in a clearing, but apparently he never goes over there.
Here's me. I guess I have to be a good guy and go find this missing child, I guess. Whatever. I'll just do it. And I get to the island and again, you see the bloody bag and I wouldn't ask what's in the bag, a shark or something. I would just be like, these people are holding a bloody bag. Hey, I'm here to talk to this person. Could you point me in the right direction? And then those people say something fucking crazy and laugh like loony bins at me.
Yeah.
I would turn around and get back on the goddamn plane and never come back and be like, you know what? I had some bad depression at work. I was feeling glum about seeing these people die. I'm pretty much over it now. I'm ready to go back to the not crazy business of fucking Summers Isle.
I'm a policeman. I understand the law to a certain extent. I'm going to maybe call the local authorities on this one, because if it wasn't a shark in the bag, it was, they got shit going on. There's a missing person.
They definitely have shit going on this island.
Yeah, yep, I know enough to involve the right people.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm going home. I'm gonna go watch.
He's gonna go freelancing.
Gonna go watch the entire first season of Cheers on Netflix now. Not.
Well, in that crazy time, right, where he is like, sees a little girl underneath the dock, and then he's like holding her, and she drowned it, and then all of a sudden she's not there, and then he's dry.
And he, don't forget his epic cage scream at that scene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he looks and she's not there.
Oh, God.
Oh, my. I love it. I love The Wicker Man.
Yeah, me too.
It is one of the best ever.
The bird in the desk.
The bird
in the desk. And that he goes, what?
What?
Because that's what I'm thinking. You're right.
Phallic symbol.
Oh.
These people are fucking crazy. Here's the thing about our top 10 list is a lot of the films that we're listing have strong redeeming qualities as far as the filmmaking that they're going into. Dead Heat was funny. It had good jokes, intentional jokes. The Beastmaster has at least neat settings and wrangling cats and animals.
The sex appeal.
Wicker Man is just a terrible film.
It's bad.
It's room level of bad.
The guy who was running the camera didn't do a bad job, and the guy that cut it together didn't do a bad job, but everybody else did a real bad job. Real bad job.
And a movie that is this bad and still this loved is a rare animal.
Hey, the costumes were good.
Don't
be throwing the costume lady under the bus.
The costumes were terrible. It was a fucking bear suit.
Hey, that one lady...
bear suit.
That one lady had a bird outfit on.
Yeah, there was somebody that just had some feathers on it. It was, what the shit?
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, the costumes were so terrible. They're all just wearing potato sacks the rest of the time. Love it.
On second thought, let's not go to Summers Isle. It's a silly place.
It is a silly place. Sam, your number 2 film.
If we die, I just want you to know you've got the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man. Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Oh my God, this was a great film.
It is one of the worst movies ever made.
Showdown is ridiculous.
It is so bad. And I'd seen it before, and it'd been a long time because it was a VHS upgrade. So I hadn't seen it since the days of tape machines. And remember liking it a lot, knowing it was kind of dumb, but not watching it for 10 years. Just good golly, that movie's bad. It is such a bad, how did it happen? They're watching the rough cut of it, and they're like, what the fuck did we give you dickheads money for? You gave us this? This is fucking terrible.
It's terrible. It's awful action. It's, again, a really dumb story. The dynamic between Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee is
confusing at best.
Very sexually ambiguous.
But Dolph Lundgren's looking good.
Well, dude, the guy's he is an Adonis.
Oh yeah.
So you never talk bad about how Dolph's looking, because he'll walk through your door and punch you in the face.
Yeah,
look great.
I also like the introduction to Dolph Lundgren where he does the punch kick.
Oh, yes.
The punch kick is a really good way that this film sets the tone for what you're going to see for the rest of it. That sucks.
Punching a guy in front of you while kicking a guy behind you. Yeah.
And not doing it fast enough that anybody would have gotten hurt. And then you're just like, yeah, that was good enough. That's it. That'll work.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
take.
good. Good take. Yeah, print that. Now let's go film another bunch of bad ideas and poorly written. Oh, the writing is so bad. And the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man. That's really the one that it's a flaming, steaming pile of shit, but that is sort of like that extra inch that the pole vaulter needs to get over. And the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man line is where this thing lands in the Hall of Fame, because what the fuck? Like, you were being kinda gay.
Now you're
super.
super.
Why don't you just make a gay porno?
Yeah.
What's next?
Why don't you just say it? Just say it. If you like Dolph, it's okay. It's okay. A lot of people do. I am sure Dolph has been on Dolph's poster has been on the wall of many a gay person's wall before.
Many a gay person's wall.
Yeah. Just say it. Just say, Dolph, I am in love with you.
I like your butt.
I would like to go to there. And then it could be Dolph's decision whether he wants to pursue that option or not.
Exactly. He's like, thanks, bro, but no.
Well, that's basically
no, through
what
the
he
out. He would do his Zepp, like, all of a sudden Dolph Lundgren is Brock Sampson.
Yeah.
So he's like, thanks, bro. No in through the outdoor. Then he just listens to some Zepp in his Camaro.
We can't forget the sex scene.
Yeah, the Tia Career stunt tits.
Yeah. And how bad that sex scene was.
It didn't work.
It was so awkward.
From the time that they initiate the sexing to the time that she orgasms and rolls off of him, he is clearly had one of the shittiest orgasms of his life, because his face is like, ugh, and then it's over and she just rolls off. 3 seconds? Like the sex scene count was 3 seconds
Something
in
like
real
that.
time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He put it in there. And that's it.
Moved around a bit.
It wasn't the
Pushed
old
her off.
It wasn't the old in and out, it was the old in.
The old
Got it.
in, now get off.
Yeah. I'm done. What? Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
What? That isn't the best sex you've ever had? I don't even know if we can call it that.
I mean, shooting a sex scene has got to be very awkward and not a good time. I can't imagine having fun doing it unless you're James Hong, but
Oh yeah, then it's feel good. That's the best day ever. Sex scene day.
this sex scene is just so I dare say it, Tommy Wiseau can shoot a better sex scene.
Oh yeah, Tommy Wiseau can shoot a great sex scene. He just puts the unsexiest people in the world in it. Like, hey, bud, there's your weird-looking butt. And, oh, yes, the lady with the poor implants again. But, I mean, he's got the Vaseline lens thing going. The music's nice.
Yeah.
It lasts about
water.
It lasts about 6 minutes. You know that they're getting it done in there.
Dolph is like, you want a bone? Okay, now go away.
Yeah, I forget about the sex scene in Showdown in Little Tokyo. That usually when it happens, I'm like, why do they even do that? Like, oh, he has to have sex with her because he's not gay. You must know this, because if we didn't do this, you'd think that him and Brandon are going to share a bed in the next scene.
I really think that that's what's going on. I don't know how Showdown works. I don't know how it's an action movie.
I mean, it's got action.
Oh, it does have action,
Got
but
action.
Jesus. It's so not, on paper, it is not the target market that goes after these sorts of things.
No, it isn't. It's a combination of, who thinks this is cool and tremendously bad storytelling that, like, not only is it poorly written and it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it's also like, yeah, this is the cool stuff. And they're like, nope, it's not the cool stuff.
It is not the cool stuff.
It is a lot like, I think that this would make a great double feature with Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. Cause that's also like, so you guys, your boyfriends?
Yeah. Yeah. You're palling
Okay,
around a little close. They do have, in that movie, they do, have a wobbly H. The London Bridges.
Yeah.
So I think that one's a little bit more, less ambiguous.
Now they like each other a lot. They share a bedroom.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Maybe somebody needs to do it. Like they did the Gay Cowboys with Brokeback. Maybe
Gay Action Man.
buddy cops. They're not. They're like partners.
As
You
long
can call it partners.
Partners. Oh, that's a great title.
And then they bust all the
TM.
crime.
What? Oh,
TM. Yeah, trademark.
Trademark.
Write it down.
Yeah, why not? As long as they kicked ass. If there was any type of non-ass kicking, then no, these two gay men, they need to blow everything up.
Oh yeah.
Explosions everywhere.
The cops that are Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock at the beginning of the other guys.
Exactly.
They're those guys, but then they go home and they're like candlelight dinners and rubbing each other's faces. And
salmon
the whole thing.
wallpaper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I get some of the movie rights to that one because I TM'd it. Ding.
Nice.
Ding.
Jackie,
I don't think it's going to work.
what is your number 2, Jackie?
Because every cool guy needs a popular girl. Oh, yeah, that's right. Number 2, Teen Witch. Teen Witch.
So you got James, ladies and gentlemen, James Hetfield.
Yeah, because we have the crazy old gypsy. Now I can really get into it. So we have the crazy old little gypsy lady, right? Who's like, here, turn this money into, or this whatever she had into money, and
The
then
magic bullshit.
Yeah, the magic bullshit, and then she's like, turn this frog into a prince, because she's a little pervert old lady, and she's gonna bone that frog prince.
Yeah, she's getting the Sexons.
Yeah, she's getting the money and the sexons from this teenager, and oh, Brad, wasn't that his name?
I think it was Brad.
Brad.
And if it's not Brad, it might as well be Brad.
Yeah, dipshit Brad guy.
He is the archetype for Brad.
Yes.
He's got I don't even remember what he drives, but it might as well be a T-top Fiero that's
it probably
red.
was a T-top Fiero.
He curls his hair at night. He has a sweater that he wears over his tied around his neck over his polo shirt. This guy is a dickhead.
Yeah, he is a dickhead.
But I just want to say the only thing I didn't find realistic about this movie
The one thing.
when I was watching it the first time, when I was pretty young, and the only thing I didn't find realistic is that all the people that were sitting outside of her house with the "We Love Louise" signs and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, that doesn't happen. So I don't know if I can believe this movie now. And then throwing away the amulet at the end. Oh, come on. No teenager's going to be giving up some free magic bullshit.
They wait until they're 80 and then they throw it off the front of a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't throw it away at the high school dance for the old curmudgeon-y witch to get and be like, yeah, more frog princes.
Oh my God. The parallels between Teen Witch and
Titanic are amazing, aren't they?
It's the same movie.
Yeah. James Cameron really pissed on our eyes with that one.
It's statutory. They're both statutory rape the film. She tosses the amulet after she gets boned by her one true love.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Blown. They both star Bill Paxton. No,
they don't.
No, they don't.
Oh, if only Bill Paxton had been in Teen Witch. Ugh.
But now I really hate Titanic even more. 'Cause
I
they
do.
just copied Teen Witch.
One of the shittiest movies ever made.
Which there was probably one guy at the theater and it walks out and everybody's saying something like, oh, they're all crying. And one guy's like that the first time I saw it when it was called Teen Witch. And nobody got it. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? But then 10 years later, you're like, you're right, buddy.
That was Teen Witch. Holy cow. Yeah, that's amazing. Teen Witch was a hell of a find, Jackie. That is one of your proudest moments was contributing Teen Witch. Because here's the thing. Normally, before we started this podcast, and even before Jackie started watching bad movies with us, the staple was usually tough guy movies
Its
that
action
we would watch.
is shit.
Tough guy movies that would make Bad Movie Sunday. And there is not a man that likes bad movies that I would look in the eye and say, you know what? Teen Witch is not for you.
Yeah.
You should, no, every single person that likes bad movies should watch Teen Witch.
Teen Witch is, yes. It's the teenage girl equivalent of a Norris film.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was way better than Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
It was.
Yes.
It was
I
way more
like
entertaining
Girls
because
Don't
it
Wanna
had
Have Fun too, though.
it had some magic bullshit, and it had the losers triumphing, right? And she pushes that mean teenage bitch into the pool, and
It has the worst songs ever recorded for
yeah.
a movie.
Absolutely.
because every cool guy needs a popular girl. Top that.
Top that.
Then that whole scene. And every single song just comes out of nowhere. You're just like, they're walking down the street having a conversation about nothing. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, over there is some rapping guys. You know what? I'm a rapper too now. And then they just start rapping. But it's all, none of the musical aspect of it is like a musical. It is like this is happening in real life. This isn't a musical. This is what teenagers do.
Yeah.
They walk down the street and then get in rap battles with each other. It's ridiculous.
You know what? The front end of rap sucked so much. And it wasn't that the front end of rap sucked. It was that when rap was actually a thing, that white people tried to do it. It was like, oh, bad. Oh, bad. But then
Every
eventually,
white person.
yeah, it was guys in ties were like, you know what? Let's be hip and fresh.
We can do the rap.
We can do the rap.
That doesn't seem that hard. You
Nope.
just talk real
No,
fast and things rhyme. And you
Yeah.
talk about how dope and how fly you are.
Hey, I loved Vanilla Ice, okay?
Man, Rob Van Winkle had talent.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you compare Vanilla Ice to Teen Witch?
No, I was saying on the front end, that's when white people got rap right, Jackie.
Teen Witch is a great film. I loved it.
Teen Witch is a great film.
My number one movie that I saw should be no surprise.
It will not be a surprise.
And
Ooh, can I guess?
I already know what Sam's number one movie is, and it's the same movie. Jackie, go ahead.
Is it Deadly Prey?
It is Deadly
It
Prey.
is Deadly Prey.
Deadly Prey.
Yes, you have to buy me McDonald's later. Totally
No,
guessed right.
I have to stop recording this podcast and just go watch Deadly Prey.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't mess with the Danton.
Oh my God. It was clearly gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Like,
Yes. It made me have to
unquestionably.
reorder my Hall of Fame, and I just didn't see it coming.
The thing is that the wonderfulness that is Deadly Prey is not truthfully how much banana business there is in it, because many films have banana business in it, and this has a lot of banana business. But the whole time you're just on this roller coaster of silly shit that is happening, and Dan just going from one thing to another and killing this guy and killing that guy and killing this guy. And the whole time you're clapping and having fun and amazed at how shitty the whole thing is from a filmmaking standpoint. And then you come to the most unexpected thing that has ever been captured in front of a camera. Like, none of us saw the ending coming at all. You, no holds barred, which is another movie that we talked about. No punches pulled.
No
Like,
punches pulled.
You know what? We're fucking going out and we're taking the biggest, ballsiest thing that we could possibly do to end this film, and we are going to make this shit badass.
And it's a lesson. It's a life lesson. You never hunt a man unless you're Danton.
Unless you're Danton.
And he'll show you how to hunt a man, and the only way, but when you know, is when you're dead.
I rarely give 9s and 10s out. This got a 9 from me. 9 stars out of 10 on the bad movie scale. It is mind-blowing. It is underappreciated. It is underknown.
They kill the wife.
Thank you.
They didn't do that.
Spoiling everything. Thank you, David A. Pryor. Thank you, Ted Pryor.
Ted Pryor.
My God. I wish you guys nothing but the best. You have made one of the most incredible films I have ever seen. And I mean it not just for Stinker Madness. I mean the whole gambit of every film I have ever seen. It is incredible.
When they tour that thing around, if they make it within 500 miles of me, I'm going.
Yes.
Like if
Absolutely.
they go to Portland, I'm going to Portland to watch that movie with them.
Oh, yeah.
I love Tommy Wiseau, and
Yeah.
most people do, and most people go see the Room for the 700th time to meet Tommy when he's out touring it, because he is an interesting character. I would like to meet Tommy Wiseau because he is an interesting character. I want to meet Dave and Ted so I can honestly look them in the eye and say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Loved this film. That's my number one film that I saw last year, unquestionably, by
Leaps and bounds.
and bounds.
It was the surprise. It's like a 5-year surprise for me.
Yeah.
I haven't been that excited. I haven't been that surprised by a movie in about 5 years.
Yep. I would give it to you. I'd give you the same thing.
The thing that the sort of side effects of Danton, like how it's so compact, it's so efficient, but it makes you think about, like, you know, for a week after we watched it, I just thought about what Danton would do in any situation.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to, it's so good that you have to take the main character out of it and think about, like, what would Danton do here?
Oh, I think the WWDD is a great bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Nobody would understand it, but what would Dan do? He's a man of mystery. He's a mystical figure. of incredible power and unstoppable killing machine.
I'll tell you what one of my favorite things about Danton is, that he can hide in the water and not breathe and then jump up and grab somebody and pull him in and stab him.
Yes.
That was just so freaking awesome.
It was freaking awesome. And I love that he took the time to bury himself in leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jump out of the ground. Oh, Dan. You
Denton.
broke my heart. That's my number one film. That's Sam's number one
number
film.
one.
You want to add anything extra, Sam?
No, that was my extra, was that I just thinking about, like, I liked it that much, and the character is such an endearing badass. Because it's not just that the movie's Hall of Fame material, it's like now Danton is the Chuck Norris joke website.
Yes.
That's Danton.
Yeah.
Is that
is
level,
not Chuck Norris.
It's Danton.
Danton has set the bar very high for everybody else. I will always be comparing people to Danton.
Danton, yes.
Is he better than Danton?
That's the
I
new
don't know.
scale.
Yeah.
It's now compare him to Danton.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well said. Jackie, why don't you close us out here with your number one film?
That's right. It's the Beastmaster.
Ah, yes. Beastmaster is quite a popular film, apparently, with the three of us.
Beastmaster made all three.
Yeah. So my favorite part of the Beastmaster, which I have been saving every time you guys mentioned it before, was the bat people
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
that engulf people with their wings and then they suck them dry and then their bones fall out. Like, I used to play that with a blanket when I was a kid, and I still do that to this day. I did it to our friend Stacy the other day, and she was like, one time, she was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Beastmaster time." She had not seen the movie, so it backfired.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, like, and all the animal facts that, like, I had a new appreciation for it after Sam's boring bullshit.
Throwing the fucking eagle out of a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
To get it to fly.
And
Ugh.
the tiger panther, you know, like he died. That was really sad. Like, and then the joke
Because
about
of
like,
dickheads.
Because the reason that PETA exists is this movie.
and then, you know, like the ferret, the joke that we had about the ferret guy, ferret thrower.
Oh, chucking ferrets.
Ferret's
Somebody
awesome.
did toss those things around a lot.
How many
Ferret.
ferrets can one man toss in a film?
Ugh.
72.
How many? There was a number. It was like 18 ferrets or something. But they actually had to use 18 ferrets.
Yeah, well,
They didn't
because
say
they
how many-
all got eaten by the tiger.
Oh.
Or the eagle came down and got
Oh,
one.
yeah.
They're like, oh shit, somebody
Lunchy
run to the pet
munchy.
store.
Craft services for eagles is just the characters of the film.
Rip Torn's eating a ferret. And you're like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, all the other animals.
Everybody else
is
is
doing it. And if you, to be honest, have you been over to craft services on this fucking thing?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. This movie I loved it as a kid. I loved it even more as an adult. And after Sam's boring bullshit, I just took it to a whole new level for me. And I was just like, you know, there is just no better movie for me than The Beastmaster.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, the Beastmaster's great.
And
That's
especially
great.
when it's like running in the riverbed, you know, slick rocks,
Mhm.
sharp sword.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, that's good training.
There's some dangerous shit in this movie.
No,
for
it's
sure.
all dangerous.
Yeah.
The wandering around, like, the thing is, it's a fucking tiger.
Yes, that is true.
No matter how good of a tiger it is, it may at any moment munch your face off.
The most well-known tiger trainer of all time that you have ever heard of, eaten by tiger.
Eaten by tiger.
How would you like to be the priest, though? That the tiger, like, jumps on and,
Oh, I
and
know.
pretend mauls?
Yeah.
Like,
That didn't look very pretend.
yeah, that did not look very
Jesus.
pretend.
So scary. Like, oh, today's the day. Hope I don't die at work today.
Yeah.
Then there's the other side of it. Today's the day Tanya Roberts is going to take her shirt off.
Yeah. and the
And the
PG
sexy
tits.
witches.
Oh, the sexy
You know, you
witches.
pan up and they're all sexy and then, Butterface!
Oh.
And then they stab that ring, and then that ring eye that they had.
Yeah.
Where that was so realistic looking, and like, and they stab it with a stick, and then the one witch goes blind, and I'm like,
It's
yes!
so real.
And when they steal the baby
The
at
baby
the beginning with
off
the
the
blue
temple,
stuff,
yeah.
you know, like, that was pretty awesome, and then it comes into the cow, and then, like, why didn't you just cut it out of the lady? But
exactly.
it is
'Cause
a
you killed
cool
her anyway.
thing.
And don't forget about the practical joke when Dar's a child of, hey, neighbor guy, get eaten by bear! And then they laugh. Oh, you jokesters almost got me killed by eaten by bear. I hate my village.
It's like if you're not impaled on your own house, you're being eaten by a bear.
Dar's gonna call some bullshit over to
Yeah.
pull up. Dar is the equivalent of Silver Shamrock. He's got the sticky toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's just in the form of mauling bear.
The people that live next door to me, guys, like, I moved here from Cleveland, and I just don't know I can't remember why I did that. I just don't know why I did that.
The torso killer just wasn't that bad.
The grass is always greener, man. The grass is always greener.
Not having a job, shanty town, whatever,
Yeah, I'm impaled on my house,
I miss
eaten by a bear.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
Worst football team ever,
you might get shot. I'm getting impaled by my own house.
Oh, the Beastmaster. Yeah. Good choices, guys. Really good, solid picks. That kind of takes us through the top 10.
I think it's been a great year.
It's been a good year, and I can't wait for
I
next
look forward
year.
to the next year of stinkers.
Speaking of,
Mhm.
here's how good Deadly Prey is. To go back to this, because I can't
boy.
even get on. I can't get over it. I pushed Megaforce into next year because of Deadly Prey.
Yeah.
One of my all-time tops. I was like, ooh, I don't really want to put it up against Deadly Prey.
Yes, indeed. I would not. I'm going to go through my honorable mentions real quick. We're not going to talk too deep about these guys, but I do want to give them some respect. Big Ass Spider was a big deal for me.
Big Ass Spider was a lot of fucking fun.
I really loved Big Ass Spider.
Genuinely funny.
My favorite Chuck Norris movie of all time, which didn't exist before, The Delta Force.
You didn't, yeah. The
I
Delta
did
Force is
not
fun.
have a favorite Chuck Norris movie because I am not much of a Chuck Norris fan. I really enjoyed The Delta Force.
The Delta Force is a good time.
Yeah, screw you if you don't like The Delta Force. Hell Squad made my honorable mentions along with Death Race 2000. Here's one for you. Manborg.
I can't believe
Manborg.
you chugged that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed Manborg.
I enjoyed Manborg.
$1,000. $1,000.
Yeah.
And you got Manborg. I think that was an achievement in bad filmmaking. Never Too Young to Die, Man from Hong Kong. Sorority House Massacre 2. One Jim Wynorski film.
Isn't that the one where they sprayed the ketchup and you could see the bottle?
Yep.
Yeah, that
That's
was
the one.
awesome. I forgot about that.
And the neighbor is impossible to kill. He's not even the bad guy, but he's impossible to kill. And the 4-minute booby cut.
I read that there's an actual amount of boobs time that you could have before you got to X, and so he would just get to that minute mark.
And the whole setup of just, okay, this girl's going to take her top off. Now this one's going to take her top off. Now the next girl. And he goes through every single woman in that film, takes their top off, just purely for...
He's kicking the tires.
Yes. Oh, God.
Like,
that's a fun sequence.
Like, that's the thing with this, like, where you see Wynorski making the movie, is he's like the car salesman is like, I'm going to show you everything you need to see. Don't worry. I'm going to show you all these right now. I'll just get this out of the way.
We're just going to get this out of the way.
We're just going to get this out of the way. Here's all the tits.
I've got some things to do in this film.
Yeah.
So, here's your boobs. 4 minutes of them back to back. Last but not least, I want to also respect the fine, dual feature that we saw from the Canon Group on Netflix. Both of the Alan Quatermain movies.
Yes, those are on my honorable mention as well.
I loved both of those silly, great films. Could have seen those at any point in my life and would have enjoyed them.
And I got my
child to
mind
adult.
blown from Jackie telling me that he was gay.
Richard Chamberlain.
Richard Chamberlain is gay. It was like an Austin Powers moment. I was like, but the ladies loved him. Women loved that guy.
Yes, they did. Yeah. There you go. Sam?
My honorable mention was No Holds Barred, the Alan Quatermain movies, The Vineyard, which Jackie mentioned, Revolt.
Oh, Revolt.
Revolt was batshit crazy.
Batshit crazy.
I had a really good time with Revolt. The Rage.
Oh, yes, with Gary
yeah.
Busey.
Yes. And,
Nicolas Cage?
No, that's Rage.
It was,
I don't think you saw The Rage. Gary Busey and...
Lorenzo Lamas.
Oh, Lorenzo Lamas, of course.
And the jumping the van through the bleachers.
Oh,
that shit was batshit crazy.
Yeah, that shit was
that whole
crazy.
movie was batshit. Like,
Still on Netflix as of this moment.
Yeah,
so if
you should
haven't
watch
seen
that.
Go check that out.
Yeah, check that out. Some really dangerous stunts in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my honorable mentions.
Jackie?
So also the Quatermain movies, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Because yes, I'm one of those women that just loves Richard Chamberlain.
We can't forget to mention Sharon Stone.
Screw her, dude. It's all about the Chamberlain for me.
Yeah.
Some other ones that I really liked is Rumpelstiltskin,
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin.
where he is a truck driver guy.
Pulls his own head off.
Over the Top, with the pathetic scenes with the father-son bonding. in the morning, stretching and getting
So
ready
bad.
to be truck drivers. And here's one that I don't know if you guys will even remember this one, Blubberella.
Oh,
I did not like that
Blubberella
movie at all.
Sucks. I hated Blubberella. Absolutely hated it.
No, I totally, cause your friend Karen recommended that. And the next time I saw her, I was like, Blubberella, huh? Like, I browbeat her.
That was.
I hated it so much that I gave Karen
pins
the
and
business.
needles. Fuck you, Bull. Fuck him right in the face.
He did. One thing I will say about Yui Bowl, that had a part of the movie that I didn't hate was him playing Hitler and being silly.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. Well, I guess. If you liked it, that's
I
okay.
just thought it was kind of weird and kind of different. And I think that that's why I remembered it so much throughout the year,
Mhm.
is because it was just kind of weird for me. And I'm not saying it was a good movie. I'm not saying go out and watch it, but it was a weirdo movie. And I was like, okay then.
That's how I based my list too, is basically like what left an impression. So like the memory factor was very, that was part of the distinguishing factors on how I ordered things, was what sort of impression it left on me, to this point.
Yeah, and Cobra. That
Oh,
was another
Cobra's
one that I
awesome.
wanted
Cobra's
to
a
mention.
good honorable mention as well, yeah.
Because they kill that first bad guy and he falls into the meat. And I'm like, dead meat.
Well, gang, we're going to have to wrap this up pretty quick. I don't think we're going to have time to go through all of our top 3 good movies, but I do feel that we should mention the best movie that we saw in 2014, made in 2014. Jackie, why don't you tell us your best good movie that you saw in 2014?
Oh, put me on the spot
Sam,
here.
why don't you tell us
Grand Budapest.
Grand Budapest was
yeah.
your best movie?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Grand Budapest quite a bit. It's fun time. Really pretty. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
It wasn't mine. I don't know if it even made my top 5. I just didn't love it as much as you did. My number 1 absolutely was Whiplash.
Whiplash was good.
Yeah.
Captain America.
Winter Soldier I would definitely put as my number 3 favorite movie.
I'm just going to say it now.
Yeah.
Captain America!
Yeah, Winter Soldier was really good. Oh, screw it. I'll just go ahead and say my number 2 was John Wick as well.
John Wick
Ooh,
was
John
number
Wick
2.
is on my list. Yeah, he was my number 2.
What is kind of crappy, because I only watched half of it. I started watching that Felony movie. That thing was trying to get the number 1 spot halfway through it.
Felony?
Yeah, it's an Australian movie,
sure,
but it was
okay.
and I think it's 2014. I'm gonna watch the rest
I
of
don't
it.
even think you should bring it up if you haven't seen the whole thing.
Well, I know, that's what I was saying, but like, it might fall apart in the second half, but, yeah, it's pretty good.
Great.
It's pretty good.
Well, there's your show. Thank you for listening. We hope that you'll join us for another year of this podcast, and we'll do another year in review in March of 2016. Until then, get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.